Okay, it has begun.
Alrighty.
We just had a very, very intense conversation that we can never remake.
And it literally went so many different ways.
It's so good. It's so good. Hey, do you have like a sex talker voice right now?
Do I?
Yeah.
Did I?
You just change your voice. It's like the literal like flipping of the switch of I need to sound professional now.
Welcome to the podcast.
Well, let me get this out of the way so it's not so awkward.
Oh, giving them some ASMR.
It's not.
Little...
I'm just gonna do it right there, just because
Okay.
it still needs to be there. But it's so awkward. No, never mind.
What? It's fun.
No, it's too awkward. This is what I do. This is why I haven't actually posted anything, because I get so scared about like
having the perfect setup.
Yeah, I just want things that are too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning to become unperfect. I don't know.
You know what they say? Fucking the best people start off in their fucking garage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
so,
I always
with
hear
some
that.
rinky dink little setup. So
that's you. There also is this like nice little saying where it's like the perfect is the enemy of the good.
Perfect is the enemy of the good. Perfect is the enemy. Oh, because you crave perfection, but you never get there.
And it's like it's a good thing. It's good. It's great. Mm-hmm. But you're trying to make it perfect, and it's like, you're never gonna get to perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
but at least you strive for.
I always strive for it, and it's too much. It's like
it's good to strive for it, but don't drive yourself fucking crazy.
Yeah.
While you're trying to get to that point.
I just like it's like it. There's so much advice where I'm like, this is really good advice, but I never take it. And there's advice I give to people, and we're all like, that's really good advice, but I never take it myself. Like,
I used to give such great advice, and I find that now I just don't have like the superpower anymore. Everyone's
what do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like I can do it when my mind is very like in the mode, but I'm usually not in the mode.
That's weird, but
like if someone just randomly on like Tuesday night or some fucking random day messaged me and was like, I really need advice on this. My brain, most likely not in the mode, completely off. So I'm just like, going through my day, dragging myself through the day. So I'm not ready, prepared, or whatever, or stimulated for that advice giving.
Well, I think the most important thing is that, like, it's kind of. Like, I don't know anyone who, it's just that I don't know anyone who seeks advice from me. Like, I kind of just force it onto people.
I know what you need.
Well, like, it's just because, like, usually when people talk to me, it's like their problems or whatever, but they're not really asking for my opinion, but I just give it anyway.
I find that I'm around people who are always a lot older than me. It's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
And, like, I have advice in my brain, but I'm like, you're so much older than me. If you're not, like, thinking about this yourself, or, like, probably someone else has told you this already. So I don't want to, like, bombard you with my advice.
No, just say it anyway.
I'm going to. I'm gonna fucking say it anyway. Because,
you need a like
it not only helps the other person, but also stimulates me.
Yeah, like just say what you want to say. Like, it isn't like the word advice isn't really. I don't really use that word anymore because it's just like
flows to you.
I don't know, like it's just like, this is what I'm thinking about. This is how I would tackle a problem. It's not something you should do, but it's what I would do, type of thing, you know? Like this is the set of thinking that I think that I think would point to the right direction. I don't know, like I don't don't know.
It makes sense.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like
it's literally the definition of good advice giver. Something that you think is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Something you would do. They don't have to take it.
Yeah, it's just that continued like not insisting that you do it at all. It's just like it's kind of just opinion giving almost like because advice makes it seem like you should do this thing.
This is what like, you need to fucking do.
You need to do this, and then you'll feel better. And like that's not guaranteed. I don't think you'll ever feel better. I think you're gonna have a shitty life no matter what, because life is shitty.
Yeah, literally.
But I like this problem seems like it'd get completed with this, and then you could focus on different problems after that.
Exactly, yeah. And it also depends on how you give the advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because the way you just described it sounds like some fucking know-it-all bitch who's like, you need to fucking do it like this, and this, and if you don't, you're gonna go to hell or something.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, us good people wouldn't really phrase it that way.
Us good people. Us saints and all the devil worshippers out there.
I feel like we're pretty good people.
I 100% think we're pretty good people. I think most people are pretty good people. I
feel like I've been getting really lucky in the last few years because I met a lot of shitty people. But I mean, you know, I really do give everyone a solid chance.
Like, it's hard for me to say just because okay, yeah, you're right, because like there are shitty people that I know that I avoid, and like I don't know, just most of the people that I associate myself with are pretty great.
Exactly, because once you know someone's shitty, it's like,
just get away from me, like
goodbye, you're out.
And I'm not trying to put them down or anything. It's just like I don't want to hang out with you.
It's just like, you know what? You're that way, but you go be that way over there. Oh, and I'll be over here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to do video. Yeah. Hold up. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put the video?
I have a tripod, but it's such a shitty setup because this is for a camera, and they have those adapters for phones that are like $10, and I haven't gotten it yet. I've gotten 3 painting sets, and I'm gonna get a candle making kit, but I'm not gonna get this thing that I actually genuinely want to do. Because like, I'm not investing in something I actually want. I want to further make it more terrible for myself to go through putting this out.
I'm dead. That's what I used to use too when I used to like make little YouTube videos.
Yeah, my grandpa gave it to me. It was pretty surprising. I don't know where he got it from, but because I've been taking pictures with this camera. It's his camera, not mine. But what is going on? Oh, I need to lock them. Oops. I just like hold up. There we go. I just like loosened them up and then just assumed they would stay at this long position without like locking them in place.
Well, because you know when you have like a fucking tent or whatever and you pull it and it snaps into place? Or like like a Swiffer wet jet or some shit. You extend it and then it goes and the button pops through the hole and it cracks. And then when you close it up you press the button and put it back together. Maybe that's what your brain thought that was.
Yeah, I think I'm also just like slightly thinking right now. I don't know. I think I'm just not thinking effectively. I think my brain turned off.
That happens to me a lot. Way too much.
So, man, I wish I got this set up better to where it's like once this is all set up, the stray's gonna come in. It's like, oh, let's paint.
I'm so fucking excited to do to follow a Bob Ross.
Yeah,
painting.
that's what I was so bummed out about her not coming. I was like, well, it's nice having a conversation, but we had a plan here.
Yeah,
everything's set up.
Good thing we didn't put it away.
Yeah, I didn't feel like doing that. I would not put it away until you left, just because I'm so lazy.
I used to like when I was little, when I would go over to my grandma's house, she would get like a shit ton of painting stuff, whatever, and like a big canvas, and we would sit there and do what we're gonna do and do the Bob Ross thing. And it was so like she would. I think I would just do it. I don't think she would do it. So I would end up sitting there and doing it by myself. It was so fucking relaxing and nice. And you know, Bob Ross was little happy little trees and shit.
Painting is just any creative act. Maybe not any. Maybe you could get too stressed out on things, but just drawing stuff, creating things. It's pretty fun and it's pretty fulfilling. And I find myself getting more towards a creative path every time I'm like, what do I want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah,
like, what do you really want to do?
Yeah, like I've been trying to make music. I've actually made a couple of songs that I hate, but I posted on YouTube and they're pretty good.
Ooh.
And I like them a lot.
You hate them, but they're pretty good. I bet they're fucking good.
Yeah, I mean it's cause you know the playlist I've been talking about, the one with all the
Inspiration one?
Yeah, the podcast. Have you listened to it?
I listened to it in the car when we played it together.
Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, I made a few.
And I've thought about it a few times too, but I haven't been like in a long car ride in a while.
Okay, well I made a few of those songs and yeah, they're pretty decent. I haven't put them in any DAW software. It's just through my one of those groove boxes, like you know those boxes that light up with those pads and stuff. You know, you see them in like
DJs. Oh, like a little.
Yeah, like I have one of those machines. I could show it to you, but yeah, I've just been playing with that and using that to create music. But I do need to get actual software so I could make it sound better in certain ways, reverb there, like blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get a charger right now because I'm standing up.
Okay. Do you edit them too?
No. Cause like the podcast that I'm really going for is like Joe Rogan style. I don't know if you've heard of him, but
Eric watches them sometimes.
Eric watches them. Eric's pretty cool.
He watches Joe Rogan. I think like a few clips of I can't remember who he was interviewing or podcasting with.
It's pretty great. Cause it's like, I didn't even get to that subject and I forgot what I was gonna say, but I thought it was very important. Oh yeah, I remember now. But yeah, let me continue this. But I need to get my notebook. Sorry. Because I'm gonna keep on going around everywhere. Sounds good. But especially because we're talking about actual stuff, I need to take notes. Like,
you told me last time you like to take notes.
Yeah, I'll forget. Stupid thing I wrote. But
you just remembered.
But no, because I've been doing this. I have so much stuff I want to talk about. Let me write it down.
We're doing all of the okay, just in case we do post this for the people at home.
We are going to post it.
Okay, great. So for the people at home, we're doing all the prep as we go.
Yeah. I was gonna do a little like.
Well, Amelia is. I'm literally sitting here doing nothing.
You'll see it in the video. This shitty video.
I'm not even gonna look over there because then I'm gonna think about how I'm being.
Because it's
recorded.
like blurry and everything, but it's kind of just go about it. Because the way Joe Rogan goes about it is that well, he's like a little more popular, so people actually know that it has a lot of people watching. But it's kind of just chilling and saying things you would say anyway, and like not thinking about what anyone else would think about it. Like you kind of just make whatever you say whatever you want to say.
Record a regular conversation.
Yeah, and like it like I think it's especially powerful, especially with celebrities and like people in power, like just people in those powerful positions that are idealized because it humanizes them and it just and you just you hear them say and you like you hear them say stupid shit, and it's like or just like have like a funny conversation, and you're like, oh, they're just a regular person.
Yeah, those are my favorite podcasts to watch, when it's like a podcaster interviewing a famous person, but then it just, like you said, it's just like a regular conversation that they're having together.
Yeah, because like interviews are so I don't know. I don't even watch interviews. I only watch podcasts. Like,
well, it's like a podcast. I watch a lot of podcasts where there's a guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so do I.
And then it's like more of an interview, but it's a podcast.
Yeah, like it, like I don't even watch a lot. All I watch is TV and podcasts. So like, it's not scripted. It's not anything. It's not. Can you cut this out? It's we're just gonna have this conversation, and I'm not gonna cut anything out, and whatever you say is gonna get posted. Kind of thing. Like it's pretty cool.
Amelia, uncut.
Like I don't know. I don't know. Let me go through these notes. Okay, so yeah, what you're saying about adversity, like that's what a lot of people in the like how you didn't say the word adversity, but you know like how people go through shitty stuff.
Mm-hmm. They go through shitty stuff.
They're cool, right? Like
the shitty people, the people with shitty
gone
parents.
through the shittiest lives. They're super cool. That's what they always say in these podcasts. Like in these podcasts where they're like fucking great, and there's like the best people in the world. Like and they're doing stuff, and they're popular, and they're living life, and they're succeeding. Like that's what these people say. They're like the only interesting people in my life are the people who've gone through something.
Yeah.
And like
because like when you're given such a shitty hand of cards, like this is what you're dealt with, you know, but you want more. You don't want this fucking shitty hand of cards. You want fucking more, and you're gonna fucking get it. Unless you don't, and you're just lazy and shit. It just fucking doesn't do anything. No discrimination to like being lazy, because I'm lazy as fuck.
I'm so lazy.
Yeah, maybe I used the wrong word, because like I don't ever want to make anyone feel bad for being lazy, because I'm lazy as fuck. But that does not mean that I haven't like worked really fucking hard to not have to deal with those hand of cards that I was dealt. Like I turned it into a pretty good situation, I want to say.
Yeah, it's like you try to forget it as much as possible, but anytime I remember anything from the past, it's like I'm so happy I'm here.
Yeah.
So, like you need that gratitude, like because if you're given everything from the start, it's like what are you working? There's nothing to work for, so therefore you don't work for anything. But like to be given the shittiest deal of cards and then make something out of that. It's so powerful. It just like it brings you to this moment of like I can do anything, and it's because of me. I could have this shitty ass life. I could be. There's so much there's so many things that could have happened to me that I didn't become because I chose not to be that.
Exactly. But I completely 1,000% agree with that. And that's how I think the same way. But then I think, just because the shittiest or the best people have had the shittiest situations, I still want to give my daughter the best fucking situation possible that I can. And I hope she comes out great, you know? But I want to give her a good hand to deal with, and
what you need to do is give them responsibility and give them, or I don't know. I'm not raising any children at all right now, so I have no idea what you need to do. But
what you're saying makes sense so far.
You don't give them everything.
Exactly.
Don't spoil them.
I don't want to.
Don't award them for doing nothing.
Yeah, because then what does that mean? That means you're a fucking spoiled little bitch. And I always hated those. Well, I guess I wished I was people a little bit, but I liked but one thing is, when I was younger, I'm referencing towards, I was like jealous of the other people who had everything, but I was proud to be going through shit. It meant something to me.
The best thing ever is, because I focus a lot in school, was getting better grades than these fucking kids.
Who had all lined up for them.
And it's just like, oh, your parents help you? You get tutored? Oh, that's...
And you're still that fucking
I kind of hate saying that. I hate it so much. Like, because I literally think that, or I literally thought that, where it's like, oh, your parents are on you on this all the time. I'm the only one that's making me go through any of this. Like, I'm doing this myself, and
like,
you're being forced to like, if you don't get an A, you get like yelled at. If I don't get an A, like, they don't care about anything. They don't care if I do get an A. They don't care whatever happens to me. They don't care.
Okay, like, I didn't really remember if that's how it was for you, if they didn't really give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it fits the puzzle piece perfectly that they wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah, same shit for me. They did not give a fuck what the fuck I did, but I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, go wherever the fuck I wanted. That was a little difference between
you. Yeah, that's the edge you had. Was like, I wasn't allowed to fuck around, or else I would get kicked out. So
literally,
the only other way to go is up, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So like, they didn't give a fuck, but they still forced you to do shit. Like, say and be home at certain times and shit. Mine didn't give a fuck and didn't give a fuck where I was. Yeah, I was dead.
So strict.
Literally.
So strict. I know Haley went through that a lot too.
Yeah,
and I really felt that for her.
I really did. Like, I mean, it's just because you want them to, like, your friends you and Haley, who, like, don't get to have, like, the super fun, liberating moments of, like, freedom.
Yeah.
And you want them to feel it so fucking bad, but, their parents don't fucking let them. Why? I don't know. I never fucking got it. I get, like, being scared for something to happen to your child and being overprotective, because I feel that now, now that I'm thinking of the future and having a child, which I never thought of before. But, like, I think, like, I am gonna give my child freedom, because, and yeah, I am gonna be fucking scared, because anything could happen, and so many fucked up things happen to so many people that I hear about, but what the fuck is life when you just live in a fucking cage? That's not even living. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's such like an obvious story, just like the mother, I guess for Haley, is a father that overprotects his child.
Well, there was, like, the religion thing with them. It was the whole, like,
I see.
super strict religion.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Her skirts.
Yeah, the skirts couldn't fucking spend the night anywhere. Like, thank God that, like, they let me come over, because that could have been a rule, could have been, that, like, you're not allowed to let anyone over who's not part of the church. They went to church like, almost every single day. Couldn't paint the nails, couldn't wear makeup, couldn't dye your hair, had to wear skirts down to the ankle.
It was so bad.
Like, and there was so much more than that. So much more than that.
Yeah.
That's why she fucking, when she got out of that, like, her mom's really chill about it now.
That's good. Super,
like, and I'm so grateful for that. Her mom's a great person, she just practices a certain religion. And when Haley was growing up, her mom enforced the religion, but now that Haley's grown up, she lets her be herself, which is awesome.
That's good. Like,
she still has to hide it from certain people, but, her mom still gives her that approval of, like, I still love you.
That's good.
It's amazing because it could have gone a different fucking way.
Yeah, like,
and I thought it was. I thought she was just gonna get fucking, you know, someone's the black sheep. I thought she was just gonna get fucking kicked out of the family into the streets or something, you know? Like, I knew her mom was a great person, but, you know, you just... when people are fucking into a religion, they're fucking in it.
I'm so happy that my grandparents didn't really care. Like, they were religious, but nah. Like, church, like, once a year. Like, it was,
like, they had crosses on the walls, but they weren't really, like...
Yeah, like, they... Like, my grandma told me this cool thing. I think I told you this, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah, I did... No, I don't... Maybe I told you Haley. But, it was like... No, I did tell you this. It was like, I believe in God, but what these other people believe in, this cross, this, that, like, that's not my version of God type of deal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad they were at least like that. So they're, like, religious, they just weren't really, like, oppressively religious. They were oppressive in other ways, but not religious.
Yeah, they weren't, like, shove it down your fucking throat.
Yeah.
This is you're gonna be, and if you're not, you're gonna die and burn in hell.
I hate that. It's
Yeah.
the worst. Like
Haley she would tell me how horrified she was as a little girl to do anything. It gave her crippling anxiety because she was so fucking scared to go to hell, because they would always say, like, if you do this, you're gonna go to hell. Oh my gosh, you see that person, they're gonna go to hell, like, blah blah blah. Like, how sad is that for a little kid?
Yeah, I just I'm really happy I went down like an atheist route for a minute. I'm not there. I'm not there now. I'm like pretty spiritual now. I started practicing magic again. It was pretty good. Cause like there's this book we bought like 2 years ago. It's like High Magic by Demi Nichols. It's like kind of like occult magic type of thing, like what Aleister Crowley was doing. But like it's not evil. Like it's just like
okay. Yeah.
No, it's not evil. That's what, yeah. Sorry. I should have started with that. Like it's kind of like a Eastern tradition.
Okay.
It's kind of Eastern tradition, but put into a westernized look. Yeah. Like it's kind of just like the 4 elements, like earth, fire, water, air, like getting that incorporated and just like
like more too.
And it really like
using the earth in different ways, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't know if you have a good understanding for the Eastern tradition, but you know, like
I
there's
don't.
Okay, so, but you know they have a chakra system.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely heard of that.
So,
I listened to a few meditations where they did that. It was really relaxing.
So this magic, it kind of has a chakra system, but in its own way. Like it's basically following the exact same practices, but just in a Western kind of sense, where it brings Christianity into it, to where it's like, because we're like, I was forced to learn Christianity, so I already have like a good understanding built in, and like with Eastern tradition, it's like monkeys. It's like when do you ever see a monkey? I don't know anything about Eastern tradition. Like I don't know much, but I know this like magic stuff that it kind of just brings that like the world is going for you, and like you need a balanced life, and you need you need to feel the power of the world and how it helps you, and how you are a creator yourself, and how you have power, and you're a powerful being, just being a human, and you need to harness that power, and you need to
use it to put it back into the.
And like you could use that power to help you in life, kind of type of thing, and that
sounds really good.
It's pretty cool, and like
because like when I think of sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
When I think of magic, I get a little scared.
It's because they demonize it.
Yeah, I feel
they literally demonize it.
Like, yeah, that's what I think. I think of like, I'm like, oh, like it just gives me like kind of a weird, scared feeling. But what you just said, it sounds perfectly fine in my brain. I didn't feel any type of weird way about that description.
Yeah, like it's basically law of attraction, and just put a little extra in there, you know.
Yeah.
It's basically just manifestation. It's like that's what magic is. It's just manifesting what you want in life and using angels and elements and just the spirits of the world to help you with that.
What about like the numbers? Have you looked into that?
I've looked a little bit into it. I don't know it fully. That book describes it more, but I know 8 means infinite, 2 means like a pair, and magic numbers like 1, 1, 2, 2. Like my boyfriend knows a lot more about this. I usually just whenever numbers come up, he just takes over, and then I block out everything. I try to understand, but I mean,
there's so many different numbers.
There's so much going on there, and I would have to actually study it, like literally jot down notes and study it. I have like a notebook of like me taking notes of like what, because the book was High Magic by Amy Nichols. I'm like taking notes of like what that book is saying so I can understand it better, so I could put it into my meditations and rituals and like visualizations better. But it's pretty cool. I've like, cause my boyfriend got me into it. It's so cool. Like, cause you see the cover of the book, and like it's just this dude who's covered with tattoos, and it's like, oh, High Magic by Amy Nichols, and you think it's like gonna be this stupid shit. Like you think it's gonna be this stupid Satanist shit. Like but it's not that at all. It's so much more powerful.
That's totally what I would think about it too. First impression.
It's what anybody would think about it because we were told that. Like I need to take a Tylenol because I'm getting cramps. But I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I saw something about, I see people posting about, like, the numbers stuff, like the angel numbers, you know? But then I saw something the other day, it might have even been yesterday, I don't really remember. My perception of time is really super off.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was like, it said something about numbers, and then I thought, like, okay, probably every number means something different. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, what does 647 mean? And I looked it up because my cat used to wake me up every single day at 647. Mm-hmm. That's really the only consecutive numbers that I can think of that come in 3. Because isn't it always in 3, or is it 1, 2, and 3?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I don't know. It's just what I've seen. Like, I've seen people post like 888 or 677 something or whatever the fuck.
Were you gonna say something?
Well, yeah, I just like looked it up. What is 647 mean? I was like, okay, that's cool, and it pretty much means like everything's gonna be okay. And I was just like, okay, that's something I really needed at that time. I wish I knew what it meant. So I could have been like, oh yeah.
I'm not too sure about any of that, so I don't really have a strong opinion. What I mostly know is that you add, when it's a big number like that, you just add them together. You add 6, 4, and 7. See what that gets to. So that'd be 17, which is an 8. So it's an 8, which means infinity. So no idea. I just know it's like
running in circles. 8.
Yeah. I really don't have an opinion, just because I practice numerology.
It said 647 was the number that meant something. So. I mean, who the fuck knows that? I don't know, the whole crystals and stuff too scares me a little bit too.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's just like, should be such a peaceful thing in my mind, but for some reason
it's too much to know. Like, it's like, oh, there's a lot of crystals in the world. Do I have to buy all these crystals? Like
yeah, do I need them all, or am I gonna get fucked over in life, or do I really even believe in, like, what I read, you know?
I think
which is okay to ask questions and wonder about it. It's because everyone is so fucking into crystals right now.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't get into stuff because it's a trend.
Exactly.
So, like, anything that's trendy kind of sucks, so I wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, it's like a nice positive thing, but I just, I haven't got.
To be honest, I think most people are just full of shit and they don't know what's going on either, and they're just like, oh yeah, it means this. But
like rose cards, like
you really need it. You really need to actually like research it yourself and have a relationship with it yourself, and not just take what anyone else says as like fact.
Yeah, and if you're not feeling it, then
yeah, with I started with tarot. First of all, with that demon necklace book, that's where I started, and then like a little bit after that, they're kind of coupled in the same time period of like 2 years ago. But with tarot cards, they're pretty cool. I really, really like them. I think they're a good introduction to magic, just because it's so. You don't need to know too much about it. Like the way I like to learn tarot, or the way I learned tarot was through the cards right there. You just pull a card, or like you just do a reading for yourself, and then read what each card means. See in what ways this because it's like pages of like what this means, like 2 or 3 pages, and it's like
7 of Cups or whatever.
Yeah,
and it gives you the whole thing.
Yeah, and then you read that and you try to see how that relates to your life, like in whatever way it would relate, and just be like, okay. And it's just a good way to question what's going. It's just a good way to question what's going on and see in certain way, like even
perspective.
Yeah, like even without any knowledge, like without believing in it or anything, like, oh, this is full of shit, but and it's just pulling these cards for me, like even with that, like going into it like that, you could just read this paragraph or like this page of like problems you could possibly have and just relate it to your own life and just see like, oh yeah, I'm actually having problems right there, and I could like, because you're always gonna have problems in anything, so but like I'm sorry, I'm like going everywhere.
No, it makes sense.
It's just so hard to explain, but it's pretty powerful. And
yeah, that different perspective is pretty powerful as it is, because if you wouldn't have pulled that card or read the description or whatever, you would have never really thought about it that way.
Yeah, and like the more in touch you get with like this spiritual energy, like the more things are just obvious to you. It's like, oh, I started pulling cards today because I started practicing magic again. I stopped for a long time, but I pulled like 2 cards today where it was the devil. I never pull that card, and 6 of swords. I never pulled the sweet swords. Swords is the element of air. It means thinking, thoughts, intellect, logic. Sometimes it just means you're thinking too much, but the specific, because I've been getting a lot of good cards because I've been going in a good direction. I think thanks to you guys for hanging out with me, honestly. Because yesterday.
And thanks to yourself for taking that step to actually come out or whatever. But
yeah, 100%. And thanks to you for driving. And thanks to you for this. And thanks to you for that.
And you're
But yeah, yesterday I pulled. So those are the cards I pulled today. I'll get back to those soon. But the cards I pulled yesterday were Unity. That's not the actual description for it. I forgot what number it was, but it's the Major Arcana Unity card where it talks about being in a group and because this is it's the first time I did tarot, and it's like be in a group and that will help you. And like I just really I was like, that's obviously not one of my friends. It's talking about having a good relationship with my boyfriend. It's talking about because I have workers for me and just having a good relationship with. But I think it mostly aligned to being with you guys and having fun with you guys and just having this nice like friendship group and just hanging out with people more. I think that's what it was pointing to. I forgot what the other card was. And the reading for today was the devil and six of air. Oh yeah, I remember the last part from yesterday. It's three of wands. It's basically like climbing up a good mountain, and like you're gonna get to somewhere great. Just keep on going. That's what it told me. And then today I got the devil. I keep saying this. And the devil is it's not a bad card at all. It's basically just saying you're focusing too much on your desires and you need to focus on something else. And what I one of the key words was excessive debt, and me and my boyfriend have just been nonstop thinking about our money situation and how like terrible it is right now. And like that's the only focus I have in my brain. So that's what it's telling me to get off of that. Like stop. Like it's gonna work itself out as long as you're working hard and you're doing what you can do. It's gonna work out. Like that's what it's telling me. And then there's the six of swords, which is basically the same thing as three of wands, where it's like you've made a good decision, keep at it, and things are gonna work itself out. And like I feel myself getting into a higher position, and I feel myself climbing out of a hole right now. So yeah, pretty good readings. I highly recommend tarot. Like it's a great way to get into magic, and I highly recommend magic.
That sounds like a nice thing to have a part of your life, and it reminds me of when, even though they're completely different things, they kind of provide a little bit of the same like outcome, like in the goodness that it's brought into your life, as what I'm about to bring up.
Okay. It's like suspenseful.
Which is when
what
I
I'm
was
about to say.
I'm gonna keep going. I'll say it later. No, but when I was really super fucking depressed, I felt completely empty, didn't know who the fuck I was, didn't know what the fuck I was doing, didn't know what the fuck life was, didn't know what the point of anything was.
Yeah.
And so I felt so empty. And my brain was not stimulated at all, not connecting any dots. So then I thought, or I saw something, or whatever the fuck, was exposed to like astrology. Yeah. And I started reading it, and I started using it as something to like, kind of like how tarot for you, like it brings a different perspective. It gives you something that you wouldn't have thought about before, and you don't have to be completely all into it, because it still gives you that different spice of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because of it. And yeah, so like that astrology, although I'm not super into it now, I really appreciate what it did for me when I was, because it helped like quite a few times like give me a little clarity, not because it told me this is who you are, this is what the fuck is going on. It just gave me a little help, a little push with connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Because I was so disassociated and depressed, my brain really wasn't working, you know?
Yeah.
So when I read like shit like that, like how you're saying like on the cards, you're like, oh, this connects this dot in my brain. Like that is helping. It's good for the brain. It's good for you, you know? That's what astrology did for me. So yeah.
Yeah, and like astrology's cool, no matter how commercialized it is right now. But it's like
it's so commercialized.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Like, I mean, if you're a Leo, you wear a pink purse every day on Wednesday. It's like so bullshit, most of it. And that's when I started seeing stuff like that, is when I like was like, okay, like, I don't really fuck with this as much as like the world wants me to, but I liked what it did for me.
Yeah, whenever anything gets popular, it's kind of like that for me. But like it's like as like shitty as all that like commercialization is like there is something to astrology. Like it's there for a reason, and like if you actually, because what everyone does is like just go by like the generals of like your star sign or whatever it's called, or sun sign, which is like Aries, Sagittarius, blah blah if you actually go really in depth with it, like the time of birth and everything.
Moon, ascendant, and
yeah, like once you get into all of that, it kind of relates to you a lot more, and it's more specified for you. I haven't gotten into it, but I know that is the case for that, because the sun sign is just so general, and like it's not enough. But I'm not into it as well. Not that it's not real or that it's not like worth it, but it's just like the course, like the whole popularity of it just ruins it for me.
Yeah.
I can't like
the public ruins it.
Yeah.
Other little bullshit.
And
they turn it into.
If I was actually going to legitimately practice it, I would get an astrology book, like a pretty in-depth one. I would figure out what time I was born. I think there's like a picture of me just being born somewhere, and like it shows the time.
Little time in the corner stamp.
Yeah, and like I would just really go hard at it and just like excessively take notes on it.
That's literally what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I literally was completely indulged in it because like I needed something to fucking believe in because I was so fucking depressed.
You need to hold on to something.
So that's when I not only did I do that, but I just remembered this, like, because I wasn't in college and I was upset because I wanted to like learn, and I felt so like you know, when you're in a classroom setting, like the knowledge is right there, all you have to do is listen. But when you're at home, you know, it's not the same setting, but you can, there's still like knowledge at your fucking fingertips, especially with like technology and shit, whatever. But like, I wanted to fucking learn, and I also wanted to stop feeling like shit. So what I started like researching, like I guess you could say psychology, but more tailored to what the fuck was wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I would literally take like notes and notes and notes because I was just like, I want to fucking feel better.
When was this?
This was like a few years ago.
Okay.
I was living in a barn. Like rent was $90. It's after I left Kai's, and after I left after I left Kai's, I went to Mike's laundry room floor, and then I went to the barn. And Miss Hochschild helped me find that barn, and it was like perfect, you know, for the time being.
Yeah.
And then I moved somewhere else, but you know, I was also working graveyard, so I was best with that.
Yeah.
And then I lived alone, you know, on a farm and I hate farm people. Like
you lived in a barn?
Yeah, it's okay. So I lived next to the pigs and chickens.
Wow.
I lived in the horse stable.
In a horse stable.
But it was cement, so it was a room, but it was just
Did you have a
in
door?
a barn. I had a door, and it was a horse store.
Okay. So
It was, you know how in Hannah Montana, I don't know if you watched.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, but you might know it's like a horse store. It opens at the top, and opens the whole door
Is there like a
for their head to stick out of. The
Okay.
top of the door opens, just for their head to stick out of, because you know a horse is tall.
Okay, but you had the closed door, right? Like.
And then you close that part, and it's a whole door.
Okay, cool.
But I thought that was cool that it had like the horse door, you know.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, no, and it had regular like flooring because they put that in or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just, I call it a barn because it was in the barn, you know? Like, mine was like a really nice room. Well, really nice, you know?
Yeah.
Cement walls kind of look like jail.
Nice, yeah.
But, and then like on the other side of the wall is like pigs, and the other side of that wall is chickens. So, yeah. But, and I was like alone in this tiny little room where there's like a little mini fridge, a microwave, a tiny little TV, and a bookshelf with food on it, a little twin bed, and like a little recliner. It's like,
I don't know what you're pointing at.
like, okay, so like your kitchen, like cut it off right here, and then make it like a little smaller.
Yeah, I think I think my, I don't think, but my mom was dating a farmer, so I think I have a small sense of how big that place was.
Yeah, it was like from here to here, but a little smaller this way.
Yeah, not as
But
long.
it worked for the time being.
Like, I'm just glad you weren't like on the second floor in a hay pile. Like, that's what I was imagining. Like,
yeah,
you're living in a barn.
I just love.
Like, I just imagine you waking up and there's a pig right next to you and you're sleeping in mud. That's what I'm imagining when you say I lived in a barn.
That's why I love saying it. That's why I love saying it. It's like, oh my god, like what happened to her? that poor fucking person living in the fucking living in the fucking mud pile. Fucking chickens laying eggs on her head when she sleeps.
It's so funny.
No, all that shit was going on next door. Those were just my neighbors.
Okay,
so
okay.
Were my neighbors, but
well, that's better. That's better than what I was thinking.
Like, yeah, like it didn't have a bathroom, but so I would have to walk like all the way down onto their property to use their bathroom. So I just started pissing in cups, like just throwing them out. Yeah, I would like, I was lazy as fuck. I didn't want to fucking walk to the bathroom.
That's so funny.
It was so bad that they would see my cups of piss that they got me a bucket and a little toilet seat and put the toilet seat on the bucket. I was like, here, use this, like.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I'm not fucking using that. I like the privacy of my cups that I can just dump
privacy of my cups.
I'm not gonna keep a piss bucket in my room. Like,
yeah,
what?
My room's already so small, bitch.
Yeah, where to put that? So, I never used it, but yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean, nice of them, I guess. No, it was nice of them. They're helping. They're helping some fucking me. They're helping me out like $90 for a
that's
room.
That's
pretty good.
That's so interesting.
But yeah, I was really depressed, not because like I didn't like where I was happy to have my own little spot. You know?
It's better than nothing.
It was just it was just more of like I was just working and I would come home to just me and pick some chickens and, and my little dog who was fucking suffering staying in that room all day because I didn't want to let her out because I didn't want her to get eaten by a coyote because we lived on a hill on a farm. Yeah. So she was in the house, in the fucking room all day. When I get home from working graveyard, I'm going straight to sleep and sleeping the whole entire day until I have to go back. And then it was just, and then, it was just lonely. It was lonely as fuck. So yeah, it was sad and then, I don't know what the fuck I diagnosed myself with and I started researching, but I was just like grabbing at straws, like, please, I just want to fucking feel better, And then one day someone came over, or my friend Garrett came over, and I was like mopping the floor, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, you're so clean, like, please, like, my dad's renting out a room to, my dad's looking for someone to rent out this room in his house. It's a real house, bathroom right next door, It's so much better than this, come over here. And I'm like, scared, because I've gone from so many different places where I've been like, just like, shoo, get out away now, So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want like that to happen again. So, and I had just gotten like a little antenna for Wi-Fi or whatever the fuck put in to the barn, like on top of the thing.
Oh yeah.
But I just ended up doing it.
Okay.
And then, I think it's because they had complained about my dog. Like, the dog, I think I might have told you that the dog like pooped or something. Like they were like, let the dog out, it's fine. Like, you can let him out and watch her while you're not here, while you're at work or while you're sleeping or something. And then she like pooped on their cement or something that was like in front of their house. Like, okay, what the fuck you'd expect?
You asked for it.
Exactly, like you told me it was fine. And then after that, they told me about one thing. I was like, okay, bye. Like, I'm gonna go live over here now with like Garrett's dad. And then when I lived at Garrett's dad, it was a lot nicer. And I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I ended up living in this really nice house, and it was a lot better. But same shit. Like, I was still kind of feeling the same way, except I just like, things shifted in my life or whatever, and things got better. It was mostly like a situational thing that, I wanted a family, and that's why I was really fucking depressed. I wanted something I never knew what the fuck that's what I wanted until I moved in with Eric.
Yeah.
And that's when I went to visit Eric at his house and saw like everything that I literally never left.
It's so cool.
And then like I saw like, wow, I really like this, like, and they were just, I don't know, it just worked out really great. Now I'm starting my own family, so.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and he's super cool. Super cool.
He's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I was really excited when he wasn't just like some regular weirdo.
Some asshole.
Yeah.
I got fucking lucky. I could have fucking ended up with an asshole.
Yeah.
All the shit I'm used to putting up with, like. I just started like, I ended up like, instead of fucking letting someone continue to fuck me over and fuck me over and fuck me over, I just like was like, okay, one fuck up, breaking up with you, I'm fucking moving on to the next.
That's what you need.
That's what I fucking, that when someone asks me advice on something, like of a relationship, I'm like, next, like, drop it, next, like, sorry, but.
Yeah, not that like the first thing you should ever do is break up with someone, but like if it's just like
something
actual bullshit, like if it's like legitimately like what the fuck's wrong with you type of deal, like
the red flag that you always ignored in your past relationships and you let turn into like a tornado that wrecked your entire life. That is like when you see that, bye, you know?
Like it's so funny. but like if it's just like a small mistake, like they misunderstood you or something like that, like okay, you're gonna have arguments no matter what, but like there's just some legitimate like why are you causing drama in my life, and like I don't know, I've never had like a terrible relationship. I've only had a few relationships, so it's not many, but like I usually just okay. Oh my god, my head is everywhere today. But basically, even before I get into relationships, I need to determine if you're a cool person and if you're worth being with me. Like that's the line of events I go through. Like if you're a shitty person in general, I probably won't even talk to you. So like the fact that I'm letting you in, like, because I have such a high standard for myself and like such high pride for like who I am as a person, where I only accept the best into like my personal life, like, and like it's kind of like this thing where it's like almost like you need to worship me in order to be in a relationship with me. Like you need to love me and you need to like want me. like I won't
you
take anything
give
else.
A fuck about me.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like bare minimum. But
shouldn't be asking for too much, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
With these fucking assholes out here.
It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare to find cool people out here.
Yeah, I get like my problem was I would get distracted by shiny things. Yeah. I would see something that I liked of their life or their personality, and then I would be like, okay, like I'll be with you, you know, because of something like that I liked about them. But did I like them? Did I really fuck with who they were? Mm-hmm. I didn't fuck with who Damien was.
Yeah.
I didn't fuck with who anyone else was. Like if anything, I was just like trying to accept it all the time. Yeah. And like, okay, like this is really unattractive to me, but I guess it's my fault or something, you know?
It's a really hard line to draw because it's like it really is like everyone's gonna have a flaw, and you have to accept that. But they're like you really have to know that what flaws are to look out for, because you can't just like point out any flaw and be like, bye. You need to point out the flaws that are like, this is bad for our relationship.
Yeah, and it also depends on how they react to things.
Yeah.
Like their maturity and
maturity. Like, they have to be level with you. They have to.
Exactly.
They have to be the same level as you.
Exactly, and that goes hand in hand with how maturity goes hand in hand with how they react to things.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God, like, Eric is really patient, because I'm not gonna lie, like, because like I get so because like just like things, trauma, I guess you could fucking just put that sticker on it and call it that. I always, like, I'm a runner, and when one thing goes wrong, like, I have to go to my next step. I need to go get 3 more jobs because I need to pick up the pieces and fucking start this other shit.
Yeah, survival mode.
Yeah, exactly. I'm used to going into survival mode, like, over the tiniest little signal of, you don't want me here anymore, or you don't want me anymore. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go. Like, no problem. Let me go fix my life, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've done that, like, so many different times.
Yeah. So
when something, like, goes wrong with me and Eric, we're working on it, because, you know, I have problems. But, you know, like everyone does. But, you know, that's my biggest problem is just, like, wanting to not give up, but just ready to, like, okay, fine, that's how it is. I'll go.
Yeah, you can't
leave it alone. Like, you know, like, I'm not gonna.
You really can't waste time because you feel bad about like wanting to leave someone. Like this isn't gonna work out, and it doesn't matter how long I stay here. It's not gonna work out.
And it's more like I can't. Even if I fucking love him so much, I'm like, okay, like, if this is not gonna work out, like, I have to put my feelings aside and say fuck my feelings and go, because that's what I've, you know, that's what I've had to do, or whatever the fuck, like, fuck my feelings, like, I gotta go and survive. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, wait, it's not the end of the world. We're not, I do fucking love you. I want you here. We're just fucking arguing about the microwave or something. Yeah. Like, I don't know, something stupid, something that, like, some, you know, fucking little arguments every relationship has. Yeah. You know, every little, like, it doesn't happen every time because I've noticed it, you know? Yeah. I'm trying to 100% get control over it. But, yeah. Survival mode. Yeah. I didn't really know that was the name for it, but that makes, like, that's a good name for it. I go into survival mode.
Yeah, I'm glad I can make a name.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah. I don't want to get into relationships too much because yeah, but yeah, it was just like I remember in the beginning of the relationship, it was just like hard. Like this kind of sounds like a shitty thing to say because I was like, I think I was doing, but like I think he would just get scared, like that I would leave him. Mm-hmm. But
which makes sense. It's a reasonable feeling to have.
Yeah, so it's just like working on like making sure that people secure and like
reassurance.
Yeah, reassurance. Like, no, I love you, and like it's no one else better. Like I don't want anyone else type of deal. Mm-hmm. And just a lot of that. I think that's our main thing. And yeah, right now it's like right now we're secure enough to where it's like, oh, but we're here forever. Like this is gonna be forever kind of deal.
That's awesome. And that's how I feel too.
Yeah, and that insecurity isn't there.
That's really great.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, the only arguments we have now is like bills and stuff. But
yeah, money is always me and Eric had an argument the other day about. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's about money, you know.
It's something it's the only problem.
I know, right? And like when we first got together, me and Eric, I was making so much money because I was working so much. Mm-hmm. Like that was definitely not going to be an argument because I was fucking throwing that shit everywhere. And especially because I wanted to be a part of this fucking family so much that I just saw and loved so much. I wrote a poem about a stray cat.
Yeah.
And it was about myself, but it's about a stray cat. It was like, I wrote it like a year or 2 years ago. I was like, oh my god, this poem is amazing actually. But probably nobody would understand it, like what it actually means. But, you know, it's about a stray cat who, like, they go from house to house until someone will feed them. And then when someone will feed them, they just want to stay there and they keep coming back. You know how stray cats do that.
Yeah.
They keep coming back and they keep coming back until the family's like, I don't want to feed you anymore. Like, you're not my cat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's been me. Like, my whole fucking life. It's like, okay, like, go now, you know? So, me, like, wanting to be a part of the family, I'm like, let's fucking go out to eat everything on the island. I'm buying everybody KFC, you know? Like, I'm like,
just like, please love me, please, I'll give you
yeah.
anything.
And it's
I'll
also
give you
how
anything.
it's also how I, one of my love languages too. I like to buy people stuff and I like to like spend money on people, and it's like if I like spend money on you or whatever the fuck, it really is something like a true gift. Like that's how I show love and care and stuff.
Yeah.
Giving presents is my fucking favorite thing to do. Eric's like the opposite. He's not a present giver, and that's fine. But I fucking am. Because that's just the way I show my emotions or whatever.
Yeah, I usually don't give presents unless it's like me making something, or else I'm like, why am I just buying you this random shit? like that's how I give presents, and I get pretty intense with that.
I love the way that you give gifts. Like, when you gave me that fucking stuffed animal myself that you knitted, I was just like, this is so fucking awesome. Like, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah, it's like, it's so like strange. It's like, oh nice, Australia's here.
What was that?
It's my gate. It's,
oh!
I don't, yeah, it sounds like terrifying. I'm like, hi. Are you scared, Cindy? Because I don't have a doorbell. It's like me gate, tiny.
It sounded like a fucking thunderstorm.
It's actually pretty scary. You can put the stuff here for now, or on the there's a kitchen counter. Let me.
Oh yeah, I gotta use it too.
yeah. Let me help you. Okay, sorry.
You got taller.
Yeah, you can get taller.
What's going on? You did get taller.
Yeah, you got so tall. I think I just didn't
Stop growing.
I don't think I stood up with you in high school. Like, I think we were sitting down the entire time.
Hold on, I got to pee really quick.
Okay, so he's getting pee. But we were doing this podcast, but now we're stopping. Sydney, I'm stopping the podcast. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. See you later. It was pretty good. It was an hour long. I like the first half, I was just setting everything up. It's just like this like broken conversation of like being like, oh wait, I need to get something. Oh wait, I need to get something. But yeah, we're really happy he came because like yeah, at first we thought you were just having an anxiety attack and like was not replying, and I gave you like 20 phone calls and I was like, I probably just made it worse.